Now, the ANC is reportedly no longer in coalition agreement with the independent civic organization of South Africa. This is in the Kannaland Municipality. The move came after it emerged that the mayor, Jeffrey Donson, was previously convicted of rape, while on the other hand, his deputy, Werner Meshoa, has been previously convicted of fraud, in fact, and this has caused an uproar. And the ANC in the Western Cape joins us now to explain its decision. Its spokesperson, Sifiso Mtsweni, joins us now. Now, Mr. Mtsweni, firstly, let's begin with you. Can you confirm the reports that you've withdrawn your support for the mayor of Kannaland?
Yes, good afternoon to you. Indeed, we can confirm that the ANC provincial leadership has met and taken a decision to review the coalition agreement, particularly as it relates to Kannaland. So indeed, we have affected that particular decision.
Now, let's talk about this particular arrangement. You are sitting in a meeting with them. You're raising these particular issues that are now finding themselves in the public domain. What did they say? Well,
just a quick context. The negotiation team was led at the national level, and what was happening is that you discuss with organizations, a whole range of organizations, and ICOSA was part one of those organizations. And when you take decisions on coalitions, parties don't come with their lists and say this is who we are going to put and so on. However, having established what had happened in Kannaland in particular, and correct outrage as it relates to the mayor and the deputy mayor, we've then arrived at a decision to say, whilst ICOSA is a majority party there, we've taken a decision to assume our role as an opposition, and that decision has been communicated, and our deployees have been instructed to withdraw. As you know, the speaker there is an ANC speaker. He's now assumed the role as an opposition member outside of that particular coalition.
So he's resigned?
Yeah. Yes, as a speaker.
Okay. Now let's go then to understanding exactly, because I know that coalition talks were happening at a national level, but obviously those that are in the Western Cape are we're going to have to work together. So what you're saying is that this was not raised even post those conversations at national level when it emerged that these two candidates, one is mayor, one is the deputy, in fact have got checkered pass. Are you saying that the ANC in the Western Cape did not even sit down to discuss this post those coalition talks at national level?
No, we did. The negotiation team does include our provincial leadership, as led by the convener, Comrade Lerumo. But what has happened is that as a structure, we received a report 2 weeks ago of all coalitions. As you know, we've taken the DA under 15 municipalities in the Western Cape. And in those municipalities, we've obviously entered into various agreements with the Patriotic Alliance, with the ICOSA, with various localized organizations, the Karua Defense Party, and many other organizations which are more localized. Now, when the report came back from the negotiation team, we then said, based on what is before us, our view is that the negotiation team should go back to Kannaland and probably try to persuade ICOSA, particularly as it relates to the two individuals. That process has happened over the last 2 weeks, and the position of ICOSA is that they will not be withdrawing Mr. Donson. They will not be withdrawing the deputy mayor. So having had that, we then took a decision to say, let's move out of it.
Now, one of the things that the provincial chairperson there of ICOSA has been saying is that this is a well-orchestrated agenda to diminish the good work that is done by its organization for those particular communities there. And they say that that is the part of the reason why they're not going to then be withdrawing these particular candidates. But be that as it may, if you look at what has happened here, the Constitution is very clear on who should become, a ward councillor and who can stand as a candidate in council. Surely the vetting needs to be stronger here, because this is not a new problem. In 2016, the organization you represent, which is the ANC, was sitting with the very same problem of 28 candidates that it said had made its list that had either previous convictions or were actually facing some problem with the law.
Well, I think I wouldn't talk as far back as 2016, but what I can say is that in 2021, the list of the ANC was fully vetted. People who are facing serious charges in the court of law were removed from the list. People who have been convicted of various crimes have been removed from the list. You would know that even for mayors, we've undergone a very rigorous process of interviews. We've even added a proviso of academic qualifications. Unfortunately, I cannot speak on behalf of ICOSA, except to say that Mr. Donson has been a mayor before with the Democratic Alliance over many years. And I won't speak much about what had happened on his conviction and whether the law allows or not. But I think where we are sitting now is that our continuous association, particularly in that area, carries too much of a reputational damage. That's why we have taken a decision to take a step back.
And I hear you on that list. And but one of the things that I really then am interested in, because you are now going to sit in the opposition benches, can we expect a motion of no confidence?
Well, as I said, part of the things that we had said when we were dealing with coalition agreements was we've got an interest in the stability of municipalities. We don't want unstable municipalities. We want municipalities that are going to focus on service delivery. Now, the people of Kannaland have elected ICOSA as a majority party. The ICOSA with the face of Mr. Donson and the deputy. Now, our view is that now that we are no longer going to be working in an opposition, we are going to take we're not going to work in the coalition, we're going to take our opposition benches. Of course, if that time comes where we discuss what to do, I'm sure we'll then be able to come back and say we are moving towards that direction. But for now, ours is to withdraw the speaker and assume our position as the opposition.
All right, thank you so much for your time this evening. That was Sifiso Mtsweni, who's a spokesperson of the ANC in the Western Cape.